Hello, so I am officially 6 months on testosterone, 2 days, and I wanted to go ahead and record this. I haven't recorded something in a little bit. Sorry that it's been so long. But it's really awesome that I am now 6 months on T. It's genuinely a really amazing feeling. It's so cool to me that I'm finally this far with it. I don't think I did a 5-month video. I think I did a 4-month video, if I'm remembering correctly. But I was gonna do one last month, but I decided against it, so I figured I would do like every other month, probably post a video about it, just so it's not like the same old thing over and over. So first of all, a couple life updates. I got my nose pierced. That's not a big thing. But I started a new job recently, so I've been, trying to adjust to that, and that's left me a little bit burnt out. Not too bad, but it's just kind of an adjustment thing, honestly. I got my driver's license, which is amazing. I'm in my boyfriend's car, so I've been driving that to and from work and everything every day. And I'm going to be getting my own car soon, which is, woo, amazing. I've been trying to go to the gym pretty often. Gas is expensive, so, I can't go as much as I want to, but, yeah, I've been trying to go as much as I'm really able to. So, because Planet Fitness has a summer pass for anybody under 19 and under, so I'm trying to take advantage of that and kind of utilize that to help me. I find that going to the gym, actually, it helps me a lot. I get a lot of enjoyment out of it, and I try to walk at least a mile and a half every time I go up there, work out my arms and core, everything else. So being 6 months on testosterone, I've had a lot change, and I feel like I'm finally getting to that point to where I'm getting pretty used to being on testosterone. It feels less new, and I feel like I keep forgetting to do my shots. It's not a good thing. The past 2 weeks I forgot to do my shots, so I did them like 2 days late, which today's my shot day. I have to remember to do that later. For the first couple months, I really looked forward to my shots. It was like, oh yeah, I get to inject this into my body. But and then for a little bit I started getting some anxiety with it, and over time I don't really have as much anxiety with it, but I just kind of forget to do it. And so I have an alarm set now, so I'm trying to use that so I don't forget to do it, because I don't want my period to come back. Because it stopped. I've been spotting off and on, but the actual full stuff, it stopped back in February, and it is July now. So I've been very happy with that. My stuff is crazy, so I don't want that to come back. With this new job thing, I've been really curious on. I was kind of scared to see how people would perceive me at work with being on testosterone, not wanting to come out to people, and all that. So, with that, being about 6 months on testosterone, I started my job probably about a month ago. The manager who hired me, she asked me if I was on testosterone. She was kind of chill with it, which surprised me. But she asked me if I would blow up if I get misgendered, and I'm like, no, yeah, it sucks, but I'm not gonna blow up, which is kind of weird. And then she got fired 2 days after I got hired, so that was something. But of what I've seen so far, most people at work don't even know I'm trans, which is really cool. Most people see me as male. One girl thinks I am a girl, which, whatever, I can deal with that. She's pretty chill anyway. I'm not really the type to correct people. I mean, I want to. I just don't want to. I don't know. Don't like making people mad at me. So, people pleasing, yay. But the funny thing is that this one girl who I work with her pretty often, and she doesn't know I'm trans. She has no idea. And she's super transphobic. She's hella transphobic. I work with a trans girl at work, and she's super nice, but she found out that she was trans, and she started being super off towards her and everything. So I'm worried for the day that she finds out that I'm trans, because that's not going to be very fun, because I work with her pretty often. But I'm getting switched to later shifts, so hopefully I don't have to work with her as much. She's something. So I kind of am in this limbo of like some people at work knowing, some people having no idea, some thinking I'm female. So I don't know. It's kind of confusing. I'm hoping it gets a little bit easier as I'm on testosterone longer and people get to know me there and everything. Overall, though, at work, you know, it's okay. It's not too bad to be trans there, as long as, like, I don't know. I just purposefully don't bring it up. People just interact with me however they want to interact with me, and I just deal with it. And nobody's been directly disrespectful or anything, so I'm like, whatever. So next up, I'm going to go ahead and go over some things that I've noticed with testosterone in the past couple months. You know, things start to slow down, and you notice less, but you know, people around me have told me that they've noticed different things. Like, my boyfriend's mom told me that she noticed that my hips were actually less, you know, which is really fucking awesome, actually. I really hadn't noticed, other than the fact that my pants are fitting differently. I have gained, like, 15 pounds in the past 6 months, which isn't too bad. And, my pants are looser instead of tighter, which is kind of interesting. So it's kind of holding around my stomach instead of my hips, which I still have hips, which is annoying, but it'll get better over time. But yeah, my pants are fitting differently. I've noticed my clothes in general fit me differently. My shirts are a lot tighter on me. My arms have gotten a bit more broad. So it's been kind of irritating, actually, because I think I need to get new shirts. The sleeves feel so much tighter than they used to, and it's really, I mean, it's really affirming, but it's also irritating because I don't want to have to go out and buy new shirts. But it's really cool actually seeing the impact of the way my body's changed on the way my clothes fit me. Something else that I have noticed is my hair texture is a little different. It's thickened in some places. My hairline, I know it's not great, but it's actually a little bit better than it used to be. This part right here used to go back further, but it's kind of filled in a bit. Same with that side, which, you know, I think that's fucking awesome, because the hair genes in my family on the women's side are not favorable. On the men's side, a lot better. So I think testosterone is going to hopefully grace me with that, because I've always had really thin hair. It's super annoying to deal with. Another thing is, you know, I still have acne from the testosterone, but it's less, like, everywhere. I mean, I still have it in a lot of places, but it's a lot less, angry. Because it's, like, you know, on my shoulders, back, some places on my face. Not too bad on my face. But it's less angry, it hurts less. So I think that's kind of gonna chill out over time. It's not too bothersome. I'm not really insecure of it. It doesn't bother me too bad. I've noticed I can see the, you know, vascularity in my arms and my hands a lot better, which is, you know, I think that's fucking awesome. So, yeah, I think it's really cool being able to see the veins and everything in my arms more. I think it's, you know, that's something I've always been really jealous of when it came to cis men, and I have, like, short fingers, so I always felt like I had, like, stubby hands. It's, like, you know, a weird insecurity. Also, I don't remember if I mentioned this in my last video. Probably not. I've grown half an inch. I have been 5'3.5" for several years. I thought I was, like, capped out because I've always been short. I didn't think I was gonna get any more than that because my mother is, I think she's like 5'4", so I was, you know. So I grew half an inch, so I'm 5'4" now. I'm hoping that maybe I grow a little bit more. My feet have grown about half a size because I bought new shoes recently for work, and I bought them a little bigger because I figured my feet would grow a little bit, and now they fit me almost perfectly. So yeah, probably about half a size bigger than they used to be. Also, I've noticed that my Adam's apple is hard to see right now, kind of just because of the lighting, but you know, it's whatever. It's gotten a lot more visible. I can feel it a lot more. You know, people can notice it a lot more, which is really cool. Before starting testosterone, I did a lot of research, but I hadn't really known that you could really develop a lot of an Adam's apple, especially as quickly as I have. And so that's been a really affirming aspect of testosterone for me personally. I've noticed also my face shape is definitely different. It was really puffy the first few months, but it's a little less. I feel like my neck is a little wider than it used to be. Same, obviously, shoulders as well. So I feel like the shape of like everything on my body has changed, at least like a little bit. Another thing, you know, my voice, obviously, that's changed quite a bit. It's like, if you check out my first month, my first video, my voice has changed a lot. Like, it has changed so much. And I would like if it was more, but obviously, it will over time. So, I just tend to forget how much it really has changed and how much the testosterone really has done for me so far in the past 6 months. Something I've noticed though, like socially, with my voice, I'm treated a lot differently than I used to be. I've always been someone who's been really shy and not really outgoing. Like, I want to be, but I don't know how to be. So, you know, I've noticed that people take me a little bit more seriously when I talk. Like, people will actually listen more and they don't talk over me. And it's a really weird feeling because I was really used to being talked over. Also, I'm taken more aggressively. Like, when I've always had a really, like, flat voice. I don't know, probably autistic or something, which that's not the only reason, obviously, but, you know, I've always had a really flat, monotone type of demeanor, and, people, they've taken that from me, like, over time, it's taken from me being just passive to people kind of taking it as more aggressive, and it's really weird. Because I'm doing the same things that I usually would do, and I would say things the same way, but when I say things those ways now, with having a lower voice, people are like, oh, that sounds so aggressive. I'm like, how? So I have to kind of learn how to talk a little softer and a little less high-strung, I guess. Also, my voice has leveled out a lot more. It hurts a lot less, it's less all over the place, less scratchy, less cracking. It still cracks pretty often, but it's a lot less than it used to be able to. I still can't sing. I have to learn how to I have to relearn how to sing again, because I can't sing any of my favorite songs anymore. But I really like how I sing now, just because even if it's bad, it's a lot more masculine, and I really love that aspect of it. You know, relating my hair, I've never really been able to decide what I want to do with it. I'll grow it out and then I chop it off, because I chop it off because of the dysphoria and the way people treat me when I grow it out. So I am thinking about trying to grow it out again. It's grown quite a bit, actually. It's I'd say it's grown at least a few inches since I cut it last. So I'm gonna see if I can grow it out, because I've always wanted to be one of those guys with like the super long hair and everything, you know. Let's see, with the other things with testosterone, like, you know, bottom growth, it was a lot in the first few months. I feel like I'm on the luckier end of people with it, but, it slowed down a lot, and then I feel like it's like hitting kind of a spurt again, because it kind of hurts, because, I mean, at first it kind of hurts, but then it chills out, and you don't even really notice it a lot. So I feel like it just only is like ultra sensitive when it's kind of growing, I guess, because I've heard it continues to grow for the first like few years or something like that. That might be wrong, but also something else I've noticed is my chest. My chest is you know, like I noticed in my other videos, it's like I said in the other videos, it's a lot less full than it used to be. I can, if I wear just a tight sports bra, it's like a B cup, and it used to be like a D something. So it's just really insane seeing that difference happen from just testosterone. It's much easier to bind, and you know, obviously the breast tissue is still there, but the fat there is a lot less. And it's a lot easier to tape and bind, and you know, I can get away with slouching a lot more. Because before, it was like literally no matter what I did, I couldn't hide it at all. And like none of those binding tips ever worked for me whatsoever. So I found that being on testosterone has really helped me be able to hide that a lot more, with the density going down to the tissue. Something else I've noticed is the hair on my face is a lot more visible. It's not like as much as I want it to be, but you know, you can actually see it now, so I'll take it. I really want to like eventually grow facial hair, but you know, I know that's one of those things that, you know, takes a while and can take like several years on testosterone to actually be able to have a beard and everything. Along with that, I'm really hoping like my facial shape also shapes out more, because I've always had a really round face. It's a lot more angular than it used to be, actually, and it's still pretty fucking round. But you know, I find that I like my face shape a lot more than I used to, and it's a lot more, it feels a lot more me than it used to before getting on testosterone. Something I've also noticed is my legs actually seem to be a little bit different shape. I have a bit more muscle in my legs. I'm more muscle everywhere, but I noticed I feel like I have a little bit less fat in my thighs. Like it's still about the same as it was, but it's like a little different. So I feel like everything's moved around like a little bit, and it's like a bit noticeable, but when you add the changes of everything up, it's like quite a bit has changed, honestly. Something I am really excited for is the way things go before I start school. I'm going to be starting college here in 2 months, and actually, like a month and a half, actually. So here, right around when I get to my 8-month mark, right around there. And for a long time, I've been excited to see how those changes add up before I start school, because I was really hoping to be at least like fairly passing before I start school, so that makes my experience a lot better. It's because I wasn't able to start when I was younger due to, you know, laws and everything else in my life. Yeah, but I'm hoping that during college maybe I can actually make a couple friends and actually put myself out there more and be able to finally portray myself more of who I actually am than how people used to perceive me. Because, you know, back in high school, I was really, I fluctuated a lot with the way I presented myself, but for some time I presented myself a lot more feminine. Even though I was still just as, you know, trans, I really hated the way that people treated me due to presenting more femininely, because I was still the same person. So, like, getting on testosterone has been kind of weird in some ways, because it's like, you know, I'm the exact same person, but literally everybody is treating me completely differently. Like, I noticed, you know, my grandparents, they, before I lived with my boyfriend, I was living with them for, you know, a few years, and, you know, they have been they're not, like, unsupportive, but they're also not fully supportive. They, like, refuse to call me he, and they only called me they, them, and no matter what I did, I couldn't get them to call me anything else. So I was, like, kind of misgendering, because I kept telling them, like, I really didn't like being called they, them, because it was, like, purposely avoiding my pronouns and, like, what I preferred to be called, but it wasn't, like, full-on she, her. So I found that being on testosterone, they've, like, finally, because of the physical aspects that have changed, they're more willing to try to call me he. And I've noticed that they've finally started trying with it. And, you know, something I'll say is with some family members, you know, there's no hope with them, like, you know, my mother, my parents, you know. But, you know, with some family members, it just takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, and it's just aggravating having to continuously try to prove yourself to people that you are who you say you are. But I will say it has been really affirming, though, you know, finally being treated more as who I am, and, you know, it's been really great being able to finally experience that. So I'd say a lot of the changes I've experienced recently are really social. Like, most people are treating me at least a little bit different with how I look. It's really interesting the way that people, the way looks really play into the way you're treated. But it's really made me also realize the amount of people who just didn't really take me seriously before starting testosterone, because for some reason there's just this inherent belief in society that you're not trans unless if you, like, transition fully, like, medically. And it's just this really irritating thing, because I've always been who I am. You know, I mean, I've been out as trans for the past 7 years. Like, I've known who I was for a long time. And even as a kid, before I knew I was trans, I still felt this way, you know? So, I mean, even with some of the negatives of realizing certain things socially, it's been really nice being treated more of who I actually am as a person socially. Something I forgot to mention is body hair. I have so much body hair. Like, I thought it was bad before, oh my god, it's everywhere. Like, dude, it's like, I don't know. I always had really hairy legs, but it's like all the way up now. Like all the way up my thighs. It's like so much hair. Ass hair all over, you know? You can't avoid that. I'm getting little black hairs that stick out right here. Like the 2 or 3 of them. Same with my stomach. I'm finally getting a little bit of stomach hair, which I find to be really awesome. You know, updated about the face fuzz. My eyebrows are fuller too. That's, you know, probably the majority of the hair that I've gotten. A little bit of arm hair. It's a little darker, a little longer, you know. But, nothing too crazy there. It's mainly the color and the length. So that's probably the majority of the updates I have for being 6 months on T. If you want to like hear more like specifics throughout the months, you can check out the other videos I have about it. But you know, I'm not gonna go over the same things over and over just because I don't want it to be super repetitive. But that is the majority of the things that I have noticed within the past couple of months has changed like quite a bit. I hope you liked hearing me ramble about testosterone. So yeah, thank you for watching. Catch me in my next video. Should be here in about a month or 2. Bye.